Hey folks, welcome back to the Dyson Sphere program. Last time we designed some very forward-thinking blueprints, at least that's the hope, to try to enable us to sort of speed up or accelerate our ability to build inputs and outputs into our ILS system. So over here we have a bunch of iron ingot production. Over here we're making circuit boards. Over there we're making copper ingots. Next up on the list is, I believe, microcrystalline components. Let me double check that. Yes, we need high purity silicon and copper ingots going into 70 assemblers making microcrystalline components. So we're gonna need a lot of work there. We're gonna need some space to work, probably over here. Let's see if our, let's see, this was gonna be, this is the North Pole? Yeah, so we need to do inputs here. We need to request our high purity silicon. We're gonna need quite a bit here. I think we'll go up to like 3,800. Let's demand from remote, and in it comes. Very nice. Okay. There's something else we need, and we're gonna try something here. I'm gonna throw down another ILS, and I'm just gonna request. I need some conveyor belts. 3,000 should be about right. We'll just turn that into local storage. We'll give that a minute to arrive, and then we'll take them all, and we'll be good. In terms of everything else, I think I'm fine. I've got like some extra junk stored in here. What are we looking at? Some extra ore can go, some extra ingots can go, some extra copper can go, some extra circuit boards can go. That all looks about right. So I'm not quite sure how long it'll take these guys to get here, but we have some, yeah, we have some conveyors available. So let's take a few out. All right. And I think now we need to get these microcrystalline components down, and we need 70 of them. 70 of them, yeah. And the inputs for that are going to be copper and silicon. So we should have the copper we need. The silicon's on the way. As soon as you guys arrive, we'll be good for conveyor belts. So I think what we're going to do here is we're going to go somewhere with no power, and we're going to set down one of the things we built last time. So we built tower builds, circuit board 30, right? So if we place this down, like, where can I get away with this? It seems like we're gonna have a problem here with the lava, but let's just, all right, let's just place it down like this. What did it say? Let's place it down like this, and let's change this design. So this is 30 circuit boards, but we can change it to be 30 microcrystalline components pretty easily, pretty simply, actually. Let's kill this so that we don't actually bring it over. We'll kill the proliferator increase. And let's kill the power as well. I actually don't want you to be powered. Cancel, cancel, cancel. Okay. Why are you powered? Where are you getting power from? I thought I got far enough away that it wouldn't be working. Okay, you're not powered, right? Yes, you're all unpowered. That's good. Okay. So let's, I guess we do want that requester back. I guess we do want that back. So we'll just have to, let's see, request from others, proliferator. I guess it'll just pick up a little extra, which is fine. We've limited the amount that can be in here. Okay. So this is set up to make to provide 30 assemblers that will make circuit boards. Let's swap it over. Let's get rid of the excess here on the input line. I don't actually want that. You are going to be requesting high purity silicon, and you're going to be requesting copper, and you're going to be supplying microcrystalline components. That's the goal. Okay? So let's see. I want to put this on demand, but I want to see it not fill up yet. Ah, damn it. I want this to be the last thing we do. You know what I mean? So I guess having the blueprint with the value set at 0 here, so it doesn't start until you're ready, kind of makes sense. Yes. Okay. Looks like a few of these actually made something. All right, that's fine. So let's see. The recipe we're going to switch over to now is going to be microcrystalline components. If we look at that, we want the inner line, the more available line, to be high purity silicon. Okay. So we'll copy you. Paste, 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 paste. Got a lot of pasting to do here. If I turn this off, do we... If to turn that off, we can hide those blinking warning lights. That actually makes it easier. So there's a little trick for you. Turn off the building alarm, and you can see what you're doing a little bit better. Okay, so this works because this, like the circuit boards, is a two source input. Let's see some high purity silicon. Let's see some copper. Same over here. Okay, looks good. And then, is there anything else we need to do here? I don't think so. We just now save the changed blueprint, right? Right, okay. So this is going to be tower builds. Microcrystalline 30. And how many are they going to produce? Is it the same ratio for circuit boards? Normally this does 30 recipes per second. Circuit boards are twice as much, 60, but they produce double, right? What does this produce? 1. So it's the same amount of output then. So 30 times 1 is the same as 60 times 2. No, it's a quarter. I'm sorry, it's a quarter. This does 60 recipes, so it outputs 60 times 2, 120. This does 30 recipes and outputs 1. So it does a quarter as much, which is going to be what? 37.5, I think? Is that right? Let's see, because it's going to be proliferated, so it would normally do 30 recipes per second, gives you 30 crystalline components, times 1.25 is 37.5. And so, we'll name this... This is going to be 1/4 of what the other one is. So if this is 4,500, this should be 4,500 divided by 4 is 1125. Divide that by 37.5. Yeah, 30 times 37.5. So 1125. All right. So this is going to be microcrystalline component 30, 1125. Or maybe just microcrystalline. Is there anything else that I need? We should probably put the power back. And I guess I'm just going to leave this here. I guess this can be here and function here. So I don't need to worry about deleting it and rebuilding it. Let's put the power back in. So let's see. Where do I have it on the other build? Down at the bottom? No, that's not the same thing. I have one there in the middle and one at the top. Okay. And I think we managed to get it with 2, but we had like one little teeny tiny bit that wasn't covered. So like if we go to there and then put another one here, then we'll turn our alarms back on. That does power everything. Okay. So all of these are working. And we're feeding in microcrystalline components. Yep, looks good. Okay, so this is our new blueprint. This is our new working blueprint. So we need... I've said this a few times, but I keep forgetting because there's a lot of numbers that I'm throwing around. We need 70. So if this is 30, we need 2 more, and then we need to carve one up. So let's make our blueprint first. All right, so you're going to be tower builds. Microcrystalline 30, and then in parentheses 1125. Right? We'll give you the microcrystalline icon, and then we know the output 1125 microcrystalline components. Let's save that. Looks good. Let's figure out the inputs. So 30 recipes per second. So 30 copper times 30 is 900 copper per minute. Is that right? 30 recipes per minute consumes 30 copper, and there's 30 of these things. So it's 30 times 30, 9,900. 900 copper and twice as much high purity silicon. Okay, let's fix that up so we know. Inputs 900 copper ingots, 1,800 high purity silicon, proliferator, not sure how much. That seems like a pretty good build, a pretty good blueprint. We should be able to reuse it now, no problem. Let me head over to I guess we'll head over to this tower and actually pick up our belts, which should be here by now, I think. Yes, okay. So we turn this to remote storage, so no more comes. We set it to 0. We take them all out, throw them in our inventory, and delete this thing, and thank you very much. We're done with you. Now I have all the stuff that I need. Let's clean up our inventory a little bit. That seems fine. All right, so we need one more of these to get to 60, and then one more on top of that, which we have to prune down. So the placement here actually wasn't the absolute best. We're kind of leaving a bunch of space here. I wonder if I should delete this and rebuild it. No, it's too late now. Let's see where we can fit another one in, though. So let's go to microcrystalline. Yeah, it's kind of a big boy. If we covered over some of the lava, which I definitely don't want to do, we could put it there. I guess we'll just kind of like use up the space we have available. Let's go like there. Foundation required. Okay. What if I go there? That'll work. And then we'll put another one here. Collides with other object. Okay. So those will actually be the 60, and then I think we'll carve out the remainder here so that we can open up some more of this space. So that's 60. We only need 10 after that. So we can get rid of the whole north wing here. Like all of this can go. This whole side can go, no problem. Let's do that carefully. And then we'll have to hook up the power. But we only need 10 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So we could even have like extended this a little bit, I guess, or wrapped it around for another snaky whatever. So 8, 9, 10. Eight, 9, 10. Now, yeah, the output comes around here. Yeah. So we can come from the end here and just delete this stuff. Like that. 8, 9, 10. We can get 2 more. And there we go. All set. So the last thing we need to do is hook up the power. We can do that pretty easily. With a tower. We'll just come over back behind here. Let's do something like that. And now the whole thing is powered on. All 69 process. Well, not quite. We need to finish building it first. And we can take a look at our power consumption as well. We can see how we're doing here as these all come online and start producing. Now, the other thing is, because we set it up this way, we now need to turn them all on by allowing their maximum amount. So we know they need 900 copper per minute and 1800 silicon. I think we try to like hit those limits because there's 3 towers. So we'll try to set it up like that. And then let me ask you this. Can I then copy and paste? No, it doesn't take those kinds of settings for some reason. So 900 for you. And 1800 for you. So each of them will have 1 minute's worth of production in their input line. Well, actually, that one's much less. I should probably fix that. Okay. So you're actually much less. You only have 10 instead of 30, so you need a third. So instead of 900, you need 300 copper ingots. And instead of 1800, you need 600 high purity silicon. Okay. So all these ingredients should be, yep, everything's coming pre-proliferated, and then we proliferate our outputs. We're producing a lot of microcrystalline components. Seems good, seems strong. All right. So, next up would be the processors. I think we ship the microcrystalline back to Better Dyson II and create the processors there, because that's where our other Dyson Sphere components are. Our frame material and our solar sail farms are there. So we only want to ship, the least amount of stuff possible. So rather than ship both the frames and the solars here, we'll ship the processors home. Oh, which would mean we would make them here, actually. Instead of shipping home the... What else is needed? Maybe I am making the processors here. Yeah, I need the circuit boards and the microcrystalline components. Okay, so next up we need 65 processor producers. And we can use that same... I think we can use that same blueprint again. I think we can. So where do we want to do it? I guess down here seems good, or maybe up here. Outputs over down south, so I guess heading south is fine. All right. Let's plop this down out of range of the power, if we can. I'd like to tinker with this while it's not powered on. Okay. So let's set down one of these builds. Like so. Okay, good. It's all powered off. So let's start changing the recipe here. You are going to be making processors. It seems I've run out of assemblers, but I should have some. Yep, I got a couple in logistics. Okay. You're going to switch to clear, clear, clear. You're going to switch to asking for circuit boards and asking for microcrystalline components, and you're going to output processors. Let's set you to 0 for now. Demand, supply. Looks good. I need more of these guys. Okay, so that's your blueprint kind of worked out. We need more belts. Surprise, surprise. Okay, I feel like we're really accelerating now. Now that I've got this like blueprint template I can work with, it's really feeling pretty solid here. Okay, let's continue copy pasting the recipe. Everything needs to be making processors. Okay, that looks good. In terms of inputs, it's equal, so it doesn't matter the direction or which one's the inner whatever. I guess it doesn't really matter at all. That's left over from the early game where we had very slow belts and sorters and had to prioritize, like, higher throughput stuff had to be on the inner line so that it could get in more quickly. But in this case, it doesn't really matter. We'll do 1, 2 like this. So circuit boards are inner. Microcrystalline components are outer. And then what else do we need to do? I think that's it, right? So this becomes our blueprint. And we're golden. We just have to figure out the numbers. So let's save it first. This is going to be tower builds processor 30. And the output numbers are going to be what? You're going to do 20 recipes per minute. Proliferated at 25 output. So 25 processors times 30 is what? 25 times 30 is 750. Okay. So let's save this as tower builds processor 30 in parentheses 750, right? 3 times, yeah, it outputs 750. Okay. So the main number is the number of assemblers. The inner number is the output number, just for quick reference. We'll give you the processor icon. Your output is going to be 750 processors. Then your inputs will be, now it's 20 recipes per second, so it's 600, right? But then it's 2 for 1, I think. Yeah, it's 2 for 1. Okay. So let's copy this again. Are we on any of those weird lines? No, we're not. We're not on any yellow lines. Okay. So your inputs are... That's not what I wanted to do. Outputs 750 processors. I guess proliferated. I guess that's kind of standard for me now. Inputs are 600 times 2, 1200 circuit boards, 1200 microcrystalline components. That should be right. And then proliferator. Prolif, I guess we'll call it. All right, so there's processor 30. I think that's fine. Let's update it, save that. Okay, now that we know what this looks like, we can actually delete this and place down something better. Or place it in a better location, I should say, not better. All right, let's finish cleaning it up and let's figure out where it goes. So we know we need, in terms of processors, we need, or processor assemblers, we need 65. So we need one line of 5 and then 2 30s below it. Where do we want to plop those down? I think we can try to squeeze them in here, in this empty space that I was kind of worried about before, that we weren't really using properly. Let's see. So if I can put 2 of these down here, that would be great. Let's see. I can definitely fit 1 there. If I carve out a little tiny bit of the lava, we can get both of them, I think. There's 1. I think we cover up just a little bit here. Like maybe that much will do. Which I hate to do because it could be power. But, let's see. I guess we're getting rid of you now. We don't need you anymore. See if we can squeeze a second one in here. No, it's still... It's colliding with the tower below. And it needs foundation. Can we make this happen? No, we can't fit it in there. Damn. That's rough. We cover up more lava, we could squeeze it there. We can't cross the tropic line. Can I go up to the tropic line? Like, can I just, like, barely squeeze it in? It's colliding with something. I think it's colliding with this. And it needs a little bit of foundation. I wonder if I can just barely squeeze this in. Let's have you come to, like, there. Let's delete you. Do I even need you? I don't need you, do I? No, everything's still there. Let's put down just a teeniest skosh more foundation and see if we can squeeze this in. Foundation required. Where? Oh, there's some little bit here in the middle. Like, I think it was there. I think we can make this happen. Collides with other. Okay, I need to move it up by 1. Hey, we did it. We squeezed it in just barely. Okay. Let's get you turned on, for one thing. So, inputs are 1200 per minute, right? That's what we decided? Yeah, 1200 per minute. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. Yes, 1200. Okay. So, we up your limit to 1200. Up your limit to 1200 as well. Okay. Oh, this isn't actually finished building yet. That's not a good thing. Let's see this get finished. I might be running low on some materials here. Let me clean up my inventory again. Feels weird to be throwing some of this stuff away. Like, it was so valuable in the early game, but our throughputs are so huge now that, like, 30 or 60 or whatever just doesn't matter. Okay, this appears to be functioning correctly. I see circuit boards flowing in. That seems good. Let's finish building over here. And then we need one more that we're going to carve down to just 5. Okay, so 1200 and 1200. There we go. Looks good. We probably don't need all that many for output. Like 2500 is probably fine. Okay, this is looking good. We're almost done with processors here. We do need one more. Actually, we need 5 more, right? And you know what? The belts can support it here. I think we just build this out a little bit. So if we put 2 here and then 1 there, there, and there, we're fine, right? Should work. No problem. Let's do that. Let's put 2 more here. One, 2. Okay, so we had 60, because we had 60 assemblers, and we need 65. So now we've got 62. There's 63, 64. And we just need one more. So we can come over here and plop one more down over here. No problem. There we go, 65. Okay. And there should absolutely be, like... There should absolutely be enough belt capacity, because they were only 1200. The belts can carry 1800. And as for the limits, that's a buffer amount that it's keeping. So it's keeping 1 minute worth of production in each tower. So if we burn through a little bit more than that, we'll just occasionally one of the drones will make an extra trip. There we go. I think we're done. I think we're done with processors. So 30 minutes in with the use of these blueprints, I've gotten all my microcrystalline components and all my processors done. These, like, I definitely see the value of the blueprints. It took me a long time to get to the point where I was comfortable building in this style, like big builds with tower inputs and outputs, where you're just like concentrating production on one thing in one area. But I mean, it's a huge benefit to have these available. I mean, the amount of acceleration I get out of them is incredible. So the last thing we have to do then, the very last thing we have to do then, is go down to our South Pole and configure our output. So you are going to send home processors. I like that we can fill it from around the world. That's pretty cool. We'll limit you to like... We'll limit you to a buffer of like 3,000. I think that's fine. Inload of drones. You're going to need some space warpers. But you're going to supply to remote and demand from local. You're going to demand these from local as well. Nope. No. That was crazy. I want 100, not 1,000. I want to see the warpers feed from this into here. I'm not 100% sure that works the way I think it does. I want to see these arrive and go in here. Because if it doesn't work that way, we need to belt them in from like a logistics bot network. But I think they should fill this first. We'll see in a second here. Yeah, okay, so it fills this first. So if we limit this to 100, that's perfect. Okay, so processors are available. They can go wherever they're needed. Supply to remote, demand from local. That's all good. I think we're set. I think we head back to the other planet and work on producing our Dyson Sphere components. Because we have all the pieces now. Let's do it. Let's head back. It's not that far. It's just like a dozen AU or something. So it's over here. It's not even a dozen. It's 4 AU away. So let's head that way. One thing we should check. Where's that seed that was making its way here to replace the what's it? It's over here. It's still coming. Yeah, it's a long time. Where did it come from? It came from Mesa? Came from pretty far. Yeah, it came from all the way over here. So it's made it 2/3 of the way. It will get here eventually. All right, let's get a move on. We're done here. Yeah, we could find that anywhere in the system. God, the sphere looks so cool. Okay. Well, I'm not even gonna have to like speed this up because we just arrive perfectly. Okay. So you know what? While we're flying in here, I do have a question, I guess. Am I right in understanding that in addition to providing the critical photons, these are also providing 120 megawatts? And then these guys over here that aren't in photon mode are just doing 15? Is that right? It seems like if you're absorbing the rays and making critical photons that like you would produce less energy. But it almost feels like, yeah, we've got 590 megawatts. Oh no, that can't be right then. Because if I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I had 8 times 2, 16 providing 120 megawatts, I'd have well over 2 gigawatts of power. And I don't have that in the network. I have 590. So these are... yeah, somebody explain this to me. This is, I think, putting 15 megawatts into the grid. This says 120 megawatts, but I guess it's putting it into critical photon production. I guess that's what it is. I guess all this power goes into critical photon production. So now I think I understand. Okay, so like... each one of these that you use to make critical photons pulls 120 megawatts, or really 148 megawatts from the grid, from the sphere, or the swarm in our case, which means it's power that can't be used for the grid. It can only be used to produce these things. And that's why the number's so much bigger. It's like, I need a big chunk to make these of what's available. Speaking of, how's our swarm doing? We've gone down a little bit. We're at 4 gigawatts, it seems. Still. An enormous amount. I wonder if that's because we're absorbing like 2 gigawatts of power to make these critical photons. After we have components up and running, I might take a break before we get into small carrier rockets to come over here and play with these critical photons. I mean, we should be able to turn them into something, right? I don't even know how we do that. Probably a particle collider. Where is the... Yeah, here's antimatter. Mass energy storage. We get 2 hydrogen and 2 antimatter. Oh, what are we going to do with all that hydrogen? I guess we turn it into more deuterium and or something. So, like... Would that be a particle accelerator? That's production, right? Miniature particle collider. Let's say we feed some antimatter or some critical photons in here. Yeah, this is how we do it. Okay. Let me just set a little bit of this up to play around with. We'll just get ourselves something to work with just to try it. So, like, we'll need equal storage tanks for the hydrogen and for the... That's not what I wanted to do at all. For the hydrogen and for the antimatter. I guess. So, like... Oh, it's a sorter out. Okay. Huh. They don't really line up directly here. I might be better off putting this sideways. Yeah, hold on. Let's put it sideways. Where was that? That was under production. So we'll put a particle collider here, sideways. Why don't we do it like this? And then we'll put the tanks on either side. Does that make sense? But those might be too close. Yeah, that doesn't work. So let's do this. Let's put out something like this. If I do that, can I put a sorter on that? It's like a weird, it's not lined up correctly. I guess we have to. All right, then I guess the way to do it is like this. Let's put down... I know some of you are screaming at me right now. I'm sorry. I want to get this right. Let's see. Okay, we'll put it like this. Then we'll do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we should be able to get some sorters on here to output stuff. You'll be hydrogen. And over here, you'll be antimatter. You're gonna make me, you're gonna do this recipe. And then we need storage tanks for the output, which we can place like so. And we can put the belts to go in like this. Okay. And then we'll just get we'll get a couple tanks full, right? And then we'll be able to play with it. I mean, the hydrogen we'll just have to throw away or something, but the couple tanks full of antimatter could be pretty cool. Let's get the critical photons. So the only... Oh, this takes in... No, this only takes in the critical photons. Okay. Let's get that going as well. What's happening? Are you unpowered? You're unpowered. That's weird, because they're right there. But okay. Okay. You've produced antimatter. It contains immensely powerful energy that comes from the Dyson sphere. Learning how to use it can be greatly beneficial. So why is it not going in here? Is it not a fluid? Or did I not connect this correctly? Maybe it's not a fluid. Yeah, I guess it doesn't go... I guess it doesn't go in tanks. So I guess it would go into storage like this then? Let's see if this works. That'll flow in. Okay. I don't know how high it stacks, but I imagine we'll fill this up long before we fill the tanks up. Yeah, way before. Why won't this go into a fluid container? Or am I crazy? Is there like some... Is there something that like... Yeah, it will not go in there. So it stacks to 20, but it won't go in there? That means this is going to fill up like incredibly fast. Way, way, way faster than the other thing. All right, so then we don't even need these other tanks. Because this can hold, what? 10 times 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This can hold 60 stacks of 20, so 1,200 tops. And one of these holds 10,000. I mean, I really only wanted this to mess around with, so I guess this is fine. Just one of each is fine. And then it'll stop working once this fills up. But let's see, what would I do with that anyway? I know I can make... Oh, I guess, you know what I just realized? We haven't been researching anything for a while. And I guess we're not getting to the Dyson Sphere components this episode. Let's get the stress system. That seems fine. Here's antimatter fuel rod and annihilation constraint sphere. I don't know what that is, but this is the antimatter fuel rod. Oh, it takes equal parts. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, some of you were definitely screaming at me about that. So we can take all of the output from the particle collider and put it directly into this, the fuel rod. Looks like we need titanium alloy and these constraint spheres, which are made with particle containers and processors. So we're gonna have to do some of that. Probably we'll do this by hand, just to get like a small stack of this antimatter fuel rod stuff. We'll probably gather up some of these and make a little boutique chain to produce like a handful of this for me. But later on, probably we'll be wanting to make more of it. But that's actually really nice that it, finally a recipe that uses all of the outputs of one of these like weird building recipes. Let's get that in queued. Artificial star. That seems interesting. We can research that. We can research the universe matrix in preparation for ending the game. And then let's just get some of this other stuff here. Let's just like get it done. What is this? Antimatter capsule? Sure. And queue that. Okay. So I think that's everything other than hidden tech. No, we've got everything. Everything except the mission complete. We've got research and technology here, or researching. So we're well on our way to finishing the game. I will not actually do this until we have at least a partial Dyson Sphere up and running. I mean, I'm not going to play this game and not build a Dyson Sphere. There's some upgrades left for us to go, and then I know there are certain upgrades that go to infinity. But a lot of, there's a lot more here. I'd rather get the core technologies. All right, so... What are we doing? We made our microcrystalline components. We made our processors. We used those new blueprints to great effect. We came here and messed around a little bit with some antimatter. So we have that available. These should balance exactly, so later on we can feed these in to try and make that other stuff. And next time when we come back, let's actually go ahead and set that up right now. Let's go to our inputs on the North Pole. So you're all full up. You have plenty of space. Let's request our processors here. Let's get that set up. I don't know how many we need, but a buffer of like 2,000 is probably fine. We're going to demand from remote, and in they fly immediately. Very nice. Okay. So we have everything on planet to do the Dyson Sphere components. We'll do that next time. We might also fool around over here now that I know these are balanced. So once we get that research done, we can try making the annihilation constraint sphere and then feeding that into making a few antimatter fuel rods to play around with. But we'll have to wait for the research first, and we've got to keep building. So next time, Dyson Sphere components, maybe a little bit of antimatter tomfoolery. And then it's on to figuring out what we need for small carrier rockets. We're going to need deuteron fuel rods and quantum chips. And then once we have those, we'll have to go home and build some launchers. I think it's the vertical launching silo. We'll need these to feed the rockets into here on Better Dyson II. And once that's all automated, we'll start building the sphere proper. And the sails will attach to it, and the absolutely gorgeous view we have here will get even better as we start building an actual sphere around our star. So not just a ring, not just a swarm. It's going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. As always, guys, I appreciate you viewing. I love your comments and I love your viewership. I love your comments. I love you. You're awesome. You're great. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Take care.